Hello everyone and welcome back to GCOR UR2D2. Today we're here at the home of motor racing at Silverstone. Round 9 of the championship, 4 rounds to go. We're starting to reach the final stages of the championship season. But before we get into the British Grand Prix, let's look at the standings. Lewis Hamilton increased his championship lead over George Russell, even though Hamilton, it was the first race in 5 races in fact, that Hamilton hadn't taken race victory. Antonelli on the same amount of points as Charles Leclerc, with Max Verstappen, race winner of the Hockenheim Grand Prix, 2 points back. Franco Colapinto on 128 with Isaac Hadjar on 120. Soilov on 90 points with Mini and Cameron off top 10. Doohan and Aaron, after a really good performance, a really good result, are there in 11th and 12th, with Vesti P13 on the same amount of points. Jack Crawford's gone through a little bit of a rough spell so far, with Liam Lawson and Nicholas Latifi further back. Latifi and Lando on the same points with Beganovic, 2 points back. Mazepin on 25 points and Alex Doon last in the championship. Constructors wise, Ferrari are very close to sealing the title with I think all they need is 90 points if I'm not mistaken. Mercedes in a very, very close fight with Red Bull, for that P2 in the championship. Alpine are 6 points back on Red Bull, so they're also there for P2. McLaren still fighting with Williams, 16 points splits them, with a fight for 5th, also including Audi and Aston Martin. VCarb and Haas battle of the backmarkers, with VCarb announcing their new team boss, Smithy, after Etherock got sacked. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into things. Silverstone, here we go. Who's going to get pole today? Here at the British Grand Prix. Can Hamilton go back to winning ways at home? Or can someone else stop him? Can Leclerc continue his good run of form of getting pole position? I mean, that's 4 pole positions in 5 races. Something simply sensational. George Russell, though, at home, he wants to get a pole. He's only managed to bag 1 pole position this season, and if I'm not mistaken, that happened at round 1. Isaac Hadjar, though, putting in a really good performance. There's Charles Leclerc, though. There, Maggots, Beckett's, Chappell. Leclerc's there. You can never count out Charles Leclerc. Who's going to get pole position today? Through Vale Chicane and Club Corner we go. It looks like it's going to be Charles Leclerc. George Russell snatches it at the death though. George Russell bags pole position at home. What a lap from George. Antonelli finishes off the top 3 with Isaac Hadjar out-qualifying Lewis Hamilton, which I think is for the 2nd race in a row. Max Verstappen's in between the 2 Ferraris, with Paul Aaron P7, both Williams P8 and P9. Very good performance from Beganovic, with Mini P10. Soilov once again struggling in qualifying, with Alex Doon P12. Latifi, Norris, Vesti, Camera, bad day for Audi there, with Crawford, Mazepin and Doohan, and a bad day for Doohan also, with Liam Lawson starting last. Let's get into the Grand Prix. Who do I think is going to win? I have a feeling it's going to be Kimi Antonelli. I'm not sure why, but that's just my feeling. Antonelli already into P2, Leclerc losing positions. Hamilton's already managed to get past Max Verstappen, and Hamilton is going to go down the middle of both Hadjar and Leclerc, but instead Hamilton comes off the worst out of all 4 drivers. Into Copse Corner, gets past his teammate and Leclerc. Hamilton using that using the boost the whole way through Maggots, Beckett and Chappell, and the man who was 7th a few corners ago is now P1. Nobody pits, everybody stays out, and Max Verstappen now takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Max Verstappen, 5 drivers have a chance of winning this, with Paul Aaron and Beganovic fighting further back. Isaac Hadjar has just lost touch of the leaders though. Max Verstappen though, he's tasted victory once, last time out at Hockenheim. Clearly he wants to taste victory again, but Antonelli's not going to make it easy for him round the outside. No, Hamilton dives down the inside of George Russell. Verstappen and Antonelli through Maggots, Beckett, Chappell. Antonelli touches grass, and Hamilton's got the run. 3 abreast into Stowe. Who's going to box? Surely all of them boxed, and yes, Antonelli has the lead, whilst all of the drivers box. Whoa, Antonelli, he hit the safety car and the medical car, and that's lost him 2 positions. Antonelli hit the safety car and the medical car, losing him 2 positions. That's such a silly, unforced error. Further back, Russell, Leclerc, Aaron fighting for positions. Antonelli's managed to get Max Verstappen again and then blocks off the inside. Bear in mind, Hamilton and Antonelli are on the soft. Aaron gets past George Russell, whilst Max Verstappen on the mediums. Max through Maggots, and he's got him. However, this is great for Lewis Hamilton though. Hamilton now beginning to build a gap. Paul Aaron round the outside of Kimi Antonelli. Can he manage to make the move stick? No, he can't. Antonelli's going to fight it out. He's going to fight it out. Hamilton, though, doing what he needs to do. He's already got a comfortable championship lead. Winning at home would just make things so much easier for the Brit. Max Verstappen, though, he had a very, very difficult run for about 4 races until his race victory last time out at Hockenheim. And it looks like we may be having the old Max Verstappen, you know, the Max Verstappen we had at the start of the season. Talking about that, Verstappen down the inside of Hamilton, manages to make the move stick. Hamilton's going to try, but no, can't do anything. That slipstream's not strong enough. Further back, Paul Aaron doing a brilliant job fighting George Russell, whilst both McLarens of Leclerc and Dune. It's nice seeing Dune near his teammate for once. Hamilton down the inside of Max Verstappen, manages to make the move stick. Kimi Antonelli follows. So Max Verstappen loses 2 positions in one corner, gets Antonelli quickly though. Not wasting any time. Hamilton will box this lap. No, he stays out. Antonelli likewise. Hamilton goes wide though. Obviously, his tyres are done. Max Verstappen's going to try. No. Not this time. Down the inside of Village. No, he can't. Down the Wellington straight, Max Verstappen goes. Uses us into Brooklands. Manages to get him down the inside. Gets Hamilton now at Luffield. So Max Verstappen retakes the lead of the Grand Prix. George Russell, Kimi Antonelli fighting at Copse. Antonelli will have to box this lap, but he's done a good job on those worn softs. He's done a good job. Hamilton too. Hamilton's in. Max stays out, obviously. Antonelli likewise. Further back, Alex June has lost position. Leclerc's in on mediums. I'm surprised, you know. No damage as well. Beganovic gets past Hajar. Colapinto is actually behind Beganovic, you know. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Colapinto being beaten by Beganovic. He's really turned it up. Obviously, there was a lot of rumours around the seat. As I say that, Colapinto gets past him. Oh, I've just realised Colapinto's made 2 stops, compared to his teammates 1. Further up at the front, George actually managed to get past Max at pit entry. I wonder how that happened. We missed that. Both drivers going on to hards. I mean, yeah, it's difficult, you see. The thing is with the hards, it's like, I'd rather do medium or medium soft. Unless, if you're going to make another pit stop, then fair enough. But then you're going to have to kill those tyres. Really get the most out of them. The grid has kind of spread out a little bit. Soilov fighting with camera. He's going to go down the inside and gets the move done. The Audi's just not been working all weekend long. Further up, Max Verstappen fighting with George Russell. Will Max get him down the inside? Gets him. Manages to make the move stick. That then becomes the outside though. Down the Wellington straight, George Russell uses his ERS, his boost. Max though, down into Copse corner. Max Verstappen gets George Russell, but George, coming out of Copse corner, has that drive. Max uses some earth to stay ahead and does just that. Antonelli's next for the 2 drivers. And Max has dispatched him quickly. No messing around. Whilst all this is happening, Hamilton's just driving his own race, looking after his tyres. I mean, surely it can't go wrong. With that said, we said the same thing at round 2 at Malaysia. We didn't think anything could go wrong for Lewis Hamilton until he decided to make that late pit stop and did not have enough time to catch up and make the move on George Russell. Further back, Leclerc is just in no man's land, to be honest. Obviously, McLaren bringing some more new upgrades. Acceleration upgrades this time. But Max Verstappen, there he is on George Russell. No, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. Don't be surprised to see Lewis Hamilton box as well. Leclerc's in. I think Hajar will overtake him. It'll be close. Yeah, he only loses out to Hajar. You see, Leclerc right now, he's in a world of his own. He's racing no one, to be honest. I mean, sure, there's Hajar, but he's passed him already. But Hajar's going to fight back. Hajar's going to fight back. He's not going to make it easy for Charles. But there's such a big gap between P5 and P4. Antonelli stays out. I wonder why. Hamilton too. So these guys are really trying to long out the tyres. They really want a box for softs. And fair enough, you know, I hear it. Softs will make it easily. Softs will make it very, very easily. But Hamilton's going to need to lap Jack Crawford first. Crawford's not going to make it easy for him, but he doesn't make it particularly hard either. Hamilton's coming in this lap. In he goes. George Russell follows. So because Hamilton managed to stay out an extra lap, now he's on the same strategy as George Russell. Antonelli too. Max Verstappen stays out another lap. I think Max should have boxed. But I guess Max is thinking, let me try something different, because on pure pace, I can't get these guys. I'm not quite sure if that was the right decision though, because his tyres are going to be done on this lap. Look how much time Max Verstappen's losing. Hamilton's already almost caught up to him. Max should have boxed. A strategical error from Red Bull. Because Hamilton's going to catch up. There's George. George has actually got past Lewis. George has got past Lewis. And he's going to get past Max too. Oh no! Oh, George into the pits. I thought Max forced George into the pits for a minute. But it's because rain was over the horizon. I think it's too early. But George has now lost out to Hamilton. So this has worked perfectly in Max Verstappen's favour. Trying a different strategy has worked perfectly for Max Verstappen. Now, all of a sudden, Max Verstappen is in prime position to take race victory. Max Verstappen may have just scammed his way to a race victory. But with a lap and a half to go, anything can still happen. But that was perfect for Max Verstappen. All this time I was saying it was a strategical blunder from Red Bull, when in reality it was the right thing to do. Max Verstappen only has one lap to go to seal the win. But Lewis Hamilton's not going to make it hard. Once again, Hamilton versus Max Verstappen. It's not the first time I've said that, is it? It's not the first time this season I've said that. Lewis Hamilton now gaining on Max Verstappen. What can Jack Crawford do? Will Jack Crawford? Crawford's making it hard for Max. Crawford's making it hard for Max. Hamilton's taking advantage because of Jack Crawford. Hamilton has taken advantage. That's going to pain Max Verstappen and his supporters. But Verstappen's coming back. He's not going to give up. He's going to use the earth, but he's used all of his battery. Verstappen's jammed. Hamilton wins at Silverstone after Max Verstappen was leading and Jack Crawford got into his way. So unfortunate. Jack Crawford got into the way of Max Verstappen and Hamilton took advantage. George Russell P3, Antonelli P4, Leclerc P5, Hadjar P6, Aaron, Colapinto and Norris. Norris a really good result with Smithy on his first day. Alex Doon in the top 10. Camera P11, Soilov P12, mini bad day for him. Beganovic P14, Vesti P15, Doohan will come home 16th, Mazepin 17th, Crawford 18th, Lawson 19th, Latifi 20th. But Max Verstappen, we thought he was going to have the win, one lap to go. We thought he was going to have it. But Jack Crawford got in the way of Max Verstappen and has just thrown away all hope of any championship challenge, you know, any championship comeback. That's going to be controversial, very, very controversial. Lewis Hamilton takes what is his 5th win, I think, of the season, you know. 5 Grand Prix wins, but today, Hamilton knows that he got away with one. He knows he got away with one. Drivers-wise, this is how it looks. Max Verstappen ahead now of Kimi Antonelli. Good points for Red Bull. And only a few points behind George Russell. Yeah, I mean, Hamilton now only a few points away from the championship. Hadjar P7, Soilov P8 with Cameron Aaron rounding off the top 10. Minion same amount of points as the Aston Martin with Jack Doohan a further 5 behind. Vesti, Crawford, Norris is now ahead of his teammate Lawson with Beganovic on 38, same amount as Lawson. Latifi 34, Doohan 31 and Mazepin 28. Teams wise, Ferrari, well, it's pretty much wrapped up now. 101 points. 101 points is almost wrapped up the championship. Domination from Scuderia Ferrari. Did not expect that this season. The fight though really is between Mercedes, Red Bull and Alpine. Not many points separating those teams. McLaren now beginning to build a slight buffer between themselves and Williams, with the fight for P5 slowly becoming the fight for P6 between Williams, Aston Martin and Audi. VCAR beginning to grow quite a bit of a gap actually over Haas, with Haas at the back. But yeah, that was Silverstone. Thank you for being with me. Next up is Portimao, so be sure to be there. Thank you.